Hey folks, how's it going? I've been a bit burnt out on Granblue Fantasy lately, so I kind of took a break from it. Ended up missing on the Magrafest, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. With June starting, we are quickly approaching summertime and we should start getting some swimsuit limiteds as soon as this month ends. While we get there, we'll see the release of the Diaspora raid, which apparently will drop new weapons, as well as the Water Guild War with its new cryptid boss and the Nightmare 200. Thankfully, they didn't increase the EX plus HP this time around, but I'm afraid that's coming too. It looks like Earth is going to get some love this month, but I also want to do a bit of a general overview and set some more long-term goals to achieve. Let's start with the usual Spark plans. I spent everything after the anniversary on the Yucatanaru banner, knowing that with the average of 70 rolls per month, I would have been safe to Spark again on the last summer banner, when all the new units are available. There is one little problem though. That banner is on Lagfest, which makes the chances of lucking out on a second Pain and Suffering or a second Harmonia 0. Should I get lucky and roll most of the new summer characters, my only other possible picks would be Wilnas, Leona, Cagliostro, or a new grand released in the meantime, maybe Luo or Galleon. For those weapons instead, I should anticipate my Spark by a couple of weeks and go for the Flash Fest, but that will only have 2 summer units on rate up, so it's not exactly appealing. To make things worse, there were 6 months between the releases of Lich and Uni, and with the game turning 8 years old, making people wait for their big new meta upgrade for their grids is an easy way to try and prolong its lifespan. I don't think we'll see the first main wheel Pain and Suffering be released before September 15th. With this schedule, it also means the last one will be released in March 2024. Now, I don't know how you can look at a fire player in the eyes and tell him that he's only going to get up to speed with the other elements in 2 years, but KMR can be heartless like that. Another reason for set timing would be that since that will be the first banner after summer's over, a lot of people are going to be out of funds, and that's Cygame's way to try and make them open their wallets. In the end, the 3 choices here would be to Spark on August 15th, aim for either the summer units and have a Pain and Suffering as a backup pick, or vice versa. To Spark on August 31st and go all in on swimsuits, leaving light and dark to suffer with a single copy of each weapon until the end of the year, or to skip the summer Spark and roll on September 15th instead, going all in on the PNS weapons. I can't even believe I've been entertaining that third option. Skipping summer is a complete no-go. I play the game mostly to collect characters, and while I would love to complete my Hades Creed and a second Harmonia would do wonders for light as well, unless I get about everyone from the free daily 10 draws, there's no way I can skip an August 31st Spark. As for the main wheel Pain and Suffering, it will likely have to wait until December 15th, cause that's when I'll have another Spark available. On the farmable side, after bringing Neon from 100 to 150 in a week, I'm not keen on repeating the experience. If I'm transcending more Eternals, I would like to level up a few of them at the same time. I've got 3 gold bars and 60 Damascus crystals, so I can potentially do 3 level 110 simultaneously. I would love to bring up Song more, even if she's kind of useless, and I've been gunning for Tien for a while to the point where I already have the 200 silver gun shards ready. 6 has been on the to upgrade list for a while, but I need to decide how to spend the blue papers first before going forward with the uncap. Still, between Diaspora and the Guild War, I think it might be time to start working on the Earth ones as well. For Trio, it looks like the milestone upgrade is at 130 with the cooldown reset for Berserker Forge on Charge Attack, as well as the triple strike on Ground Zero. She remains a pretty standard attacker though, and her competition, Christmas Naru and Sidala, also bring assassin skills. Octo 110 is going to help a lot for the EX plus OTK, and the damage cut might also be useful for the later nightmares. Him too really wants to get up to 130 though, since there is where he'll get another special CA cap up. While looking at the available weapons though, I made a horrible discovery. I've been preparing weapons for everyone but Octo. So all I have are 20 out of the 40 katanas needed because I cashed in my Dread Barrage tickets. On top of that, I'm only left with 99 White Dragon scales, so it looks like the 120s are a bit out of the picture. I'm going to need to farm Angel Arrow a lot for Octo and Sarasa Silver Shards though, and if I can get to 500, I might uncap Octo to 130 after the preliminaries, leveling up directly in the Guild War. More White Dragon Scales are going to be needed for Songs 130, but I'm in no rush to get there. Meanwhile, Styx only needs some Fidel Meds and the second Lapis Merit for the 150, and both Sarasa and Tien can go up to 110 without issue. On the Arcarum side of things, I haven't really been focusing on the character's domains, but I've got to admit that I like the idea of running the Tower's Hammer on a Viking MC. That's going to take quite a bit of grinding, but at least it will come with some AX Medusa hops, which I really need. As for the rest of the grid, the Banu bow brought a little nice supplemental damage, but I'm going to need to test things a bit more thoroughly to see if Magna can use it for anything else other than a Robin Hood main end, or a damage boost for Halloween Kokoro. When it comes to Primal Upgrades instead, I would wait on the main wheel Pain and Suffering for any element. I'm glad I didn't start borrowing Edens for Light. That would have been a massive waste since the grid changed drastically with the Harmonias. For Dark it was a bit less of a shock since it was already using Shalem Axis, but going forward, who knows what the new meta will look like. So far it looks like these weapons are following the Seraphics for their type, but both Dark and Light also had unused Magna weapons that some people had to go back and refarm after trashing them for years. The chances of seeing a Fire Staff, a Water Dagger, a Wind Fist and an Earth Sword might be slim, but I don't think they're zero. The only upgrade I feel safe doing at the moment is uncapping my Gabriel. She's the last summon of the series that's been waiting for some Sunstones, and I've been putting the most recent Proud Fight off, waiting for this uncap. As for the rest of my water, the Varuna uncap is from back when Drank Balls were the go-to grade, but it might be fixable for endgame content with a couple more Dark Treasures and Columbus. I think I might need to bar a Poseidon Trident for it, but a bit of gold bar farming should let me play my second Primal grid somewhere, at least. Lastly, I've been teased a bit about getting high in the ranks and not having the blue skin yet, but here's the thing, most of the mats aren't even that hard to come by. The gold bars take some dedication, but they are farmable, the horals are a joke at this point, and a full rotation of Guild War weapons takes 2 to 3 Guild Wars and a Dread Barrage. The main problem with this skin is that I can't justify spending 4 Sunstones on it. We only get about 5 to 6 a year, and they need to go to the New Year's Broken Summon and potentially grid upgrades. Pediel and Wemdus haven't been released yet, but unless the heavens open up and Gachapin descends from them with 4 copies of each, once they do, they're going to need some stones. This year is a definite no-go, but maybe 2023-2024, depending on what they'll do with the New World Foundation weapons and the Evoker 5 stars. Alright then, that's going to be it for me for the moment. Looks like I'll be getting into Angel Isle and Sandbox as we wait for the new content to be released. Fingers crossed, the Asper's drops are actually interesting. Let me know in the comments what you're working on, and as always, thanks a lot for watching and see you soon. Ciao!